Yes, it's Kent Ferrell, Kentferrell.
Okay, and did you personally know Sergeant Ashley?
Yes, I did personally know him.
And what would you say about him? Looking back, what are like the most dominant things that you remember about him?
The biggest thing I noticed about Sergeant Ashley was he was a stand-up guy. Not only was he a titan inside the gym and outside and everything he did, but he had an outstanding heart.
And what was his bond like with Sirius?
Sergeant Ashley had a really strong bond with Sirius. He went in almost every single weekend, working his dog, going to the obstacle course, making rapport with him. He took his job to heart and took it very seriously, and he loved his dog.
How has Sirius reacted? Have you noticed that he kind of is acting different or anything like that?
Yes, when we first got Sirius back after the incident, you definitely noticed there was a change in his demeanor. He was kind of dazed and confused for a couple of days. It started to run his course. He started to become more normal. But just like it would affect a human, it's going to affect a dog in some way. And you can't really tell that until maybe days or weeks or months down the road. So far, so good right now, but we're going to see how he does.
What do you think Sergeant Ashley would think about you being the next handler for Sirius?
Well, he would give me a lot of feedback, per se, about how I work him. Sergeant Ashley was really professional, and we're really professional in what we do, so we're going to try to hold that standard. I'm going to try to hold that standard that he had with this dog, but I'm sure he would give me some comments about it. He was very opinionated about how he worked his dog, but he did a good job. He was a really good handler.
What's the relationship like between man and dog, especially when you're deployed?
Between a man and a dog, there's a really strong relationship, a really strong bond. However, it is multiplied when you're thrown into a combat situation, especially when you're walking point, trying to detect and locate IEDs. You put a lot of trust in the animal puts a lot of trust in you, and you work as a team. It's called a military working dog team, not a handler, not a dog. It's a team aspect, and that's how we treat it, and that's the way to treat it.
What is Sirius trained to do? Is he trained to find IEDs?
Yes, Sirius is a patrol explosive detection dog. We call him PEDs. He is trained to do controlled aggression, which is bite work, and he is trained to find explosives, from commercial explosives to HMEs, all in between.
How old is he?
He's 5.
He's 5?
Yes.
What breed?
He's a German Shepherd, full breed German Shepherd, yes.
He's small.
Well, he looks small, he's kind of a bigger head, but if he stood up at you, he would be taller than you, ma'am.
Would he really?
Yeah, he would.
Can I sit next to him after?
No, probably not. No.
Okay. I'm sorry, go on.
Did you guys have a question?
Yeah, absolutely. Is it important to have ceremonies like this to remember Marines like Sergeant Ashley?
Absolutely. These ceremonies, it's kind of bittersweet because you try to put the feelings away that you had, you try to move on, and they come back, and it's like opening a really recent wound, but it's necessary so you can give honor to that Marine who's fallen. I was very lucky and fortunate enough to be a friend of Sergeant Ashley. I call him Josh. He was a really great guy, and it's a lot easier for us to move on if we give him that respect and if we remember him for what he did and what he was on this earth.
In Afghanistan, was it hard for you to grasp the first time?
Yes, it was. When we first heard about the incident, what happened to Sergeant Ashley, it was about 5:30 in the morning, and we all were woken up out of our bunks, thrown into the command control center, and told the news. And after about 2 hours of sleep, and it's kind of not only demoralizing, but you're disoriented, you don't know what's going on, you don't believe it, you're still in shock. And it really kind of hit you when you went to the ramp ceremony. We saw him get on the plane. And from then on, it kind of set in, and it got harder. And don't quit. Never quit. Keep going forward. Follow your passion. He was really passionate about his job. It was an honor to have worked with him, and if we can carry his legacy on through our lives, I think that'd be the greatest respect we can give him.
What would be, moving forward with you and Sirius, how do you develop that bond now? Since you had a handler now?
Well, it's actually a long process to make a military working dog team, especially as proficient as Sergeant Ashley and Sirius was, and my dog and myself. It takes a good number of months. So right now, I'm his caretaker. I'm going to take care of him, feed him, make sure he's groomed, obedience, and do some training, explosive or aggression. And then from then on, it's going to be the command's decision whether I keep him or not. And he's going to move on to another handler. I'll move on to another dog. It's the nature of the beast.
What's your hope?
My hope is if there's another handler that would like him, that's fine. I'm moving on to another dog. I'm moving on to another school. But as I'm with him right now, my focus is to make sure before I pass him off that he's the best dog that I can give to somebody. For not just for my sake, but more importantly because Josh would have wanted that, and he would have worked as hard as possible to make sure his dog was good before he passed it off to somebody else.
It's kind of a personal question. What do you say to his parents first meeting?
The first thing I did to his parents was give him a hug. And, you know, you can't really say you're sorry because we're all sorry. I mean, you try to feel for him, you try to talk to him, and try to bring a little bit of Josh back into their lives from your experiences with him. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it. There's really nothing. We do as much as we can. We're very honored to serve this country. More importantly, however, I must say that I'm very honored to serve in my platoon, Team FK9. That's my home.
Is there anything else that you want to add?
No, that's it.
Thanks.
Hey, we appreciate it.
No problem.